We in here. We in here, y'all. We in here. Guess what, y'all? We ain't leaving without a victory. We ain't leaving without a victory. So y'all, hey, my brothers, put a smile on your face. Okay? Because Florida State, if we gonna do it then, we do it big then. Let's go, baby. I only have 2 words to say to you. No.
Go Noles.
Listen, in all honesty, there's something about that, man. And again, Jameis is one of those guys, man.
He could galvanize a group.
Man, let me tell you, we have to start getting more guys back to the program, like a Jameis. And again, that's an all-time team. Yeah.
Question. So if you had to choose, so I'm gonna give you 3 guys from that team. Yeah. I'm gonna give you Jameis, Telvin, and LaMarcus Joyner. If you had to pick guys for those leadership roles, give me 3 guys off of this team. I know you're fishing in a really small pond, but if you had to give me a Jameis on this team, LaMarcus Joyner on this team, and a Telvin Smith on this team.
Okay. I mean, I'll start with Ashlyn Barker. I think that he's the LaMarcus Joyner of the team.
Okay.
The Telvin Smith, man, that's tough because we haven't had good linebacker play to that level in a while.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like you hope that it's going to be a Chris Jones.
Okay.
And then I mean, on the offensive side, again, it has to be a quarterback. So what I have seen from Ashton Daniels, again, is just off the field, on the field stuff. I mean, we've kind of gone back and forth, with that all day. I think that he's a guy that will galvanize the team. Like he'll bring guys together. And honestly, I thought that Tommy was a guy that would bring guys together.
Yeah.
They played for Tommy. Tommy was a guy that he talked it. He was going to say, we're going to get out here. We're going to do everything I said we're going to do. Cool. So Ashton, I think, is that same kind of guy. So on the offensive side, but you still have to have the production. I think it's one thing when you have a guy like a Jameis Winston who's going to talk it,
back it up
big time, but then he backs it up, and the guys behind him knows that, yeah, he can make every throw, he can make every play. That's the difference. So,
and I think that's real leadership, because if you look at those 3 guys that I mentioned, they were all-American caliber type of guys. LaMarcus, he probably didn't talk as much, but I'm sure when he spoke in that locker room, people listened, and he was just out there just to play ball. And Jameis, he gonna get you up and going for the game, and he's gonna deliver. So it's easy to follow guys like that. I don't think we got a lot of rah guys on this team, but I do think there's some quiet leadership on this team, and we're gonna talk about at least one of those guys today. Actually two of them today. But before we start the show, welcome to another week of the Somebody Said Noles podcast. I know you tuned in. You're probably looking for Somebody Said podcast. That's on Monday. We're just hijacking the YouTube channel for the time being, so until we could get our own. Help us get to that goal of 50 subscribers. Man, just go over to Somebody Said Noles YouTube page and hit that like and that subscribe button. And
listen, at some point we got to starting the whole show off with the NWO theme song. I told you before.
I might have to work something up, man. I might have to do something. These subscribers ain't coming in fast enough, man. So I might have to whip something up.
In all honesty, if we start winning, the subscribers will be there. Don't let the success of the Somebody Said Canes podcast fool you, man.
No.
It's because they're winning now. We know how that fan base is.
It's a grind. You got to grind with the team. If the team is high, the pod is high. The team is low, the pod is low.
Exactly.
But shout out to the Somebody Said Canes. If you're a Canes fan, you thought you were coming in here to watch some Canes content, that's on Wednesday. I'm sure you missed it. So, but go over there and hit a subscribe for my boy Breeze. He doing his thing over there. Got that show rolling. We got 3 shows, man. One on Monday, we talk everything football on Monday. Wednesday, it's a Canes show, and every Thursday, right here on the Somebody Said Noles channel, we're talking everything Noles. And I'm always joined by my guy Pumpy Johnson. We already mentioned his name, so we might as well go ahead and get to it. One of the leaders that we alluded to, Ashlyn Barker, he had this to say during his press conference after the first first day of practice.
I was talking to KJ today on the sideline after we got off the field, off from our drive. I was saying like we're gonna be super good, and it's the first day. I know everybody can say that, but like I don't know why, but I just feel like it's something different about this team, and I think the main thing is like I said, it's no ego. It's like you could say something to somebody and they'll listen. They won't talk back. Like they'll just be like, okay, cool, I got you, and it's just that. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Pump.
Yeah.
Do you think he shot himself in the foot with making those comments? I mean, you can't put a target on your back after a 5-7 season. Do you think it's just the usual camp talk that we hear every year, essentially? Or do you think there's some sort of merit to what Ashlyn Barker had to say with those comments?
Oh man. It's tough, man. Again,
it's one day, it's first day. You, like Mike said, you're in pajamas.
Positive pump, man. So it's tough to have that when we don't have access to camp, right? So, whatever he sees, we can't see. And I mean, to be fair, it's tough to go off of what the players or the coaches have been seeing for the past, 3 years. So, I mean, if he says like, man, we're out here, we're going to be super good. Okay, cool. What is he going to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. He also alluded to in the interview that guys they weren't basically receptive to criticism. There was a lot of back and forth, and it seems like when he gets on a guy, a younger guy or even an older guy, it's I got you. It's a lot more camaraderie with the guys. I've heard a lot of talks about chemistry in the offseason, and that this team is a lot more together than last year's. I don't know how much to take from that, but I do think when you got that from your essentially your leader on the defensive side, I take that as a good sign. Now you still got to go out there and put together good days in practice and show it on the field. But I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll put about 5% belief into that. It's not much to take from that because we still got to see it. We've heard the talks about it gets greater later, and it never got greater. So I don't know how much to take from that. I think it's just it's banter at this point, and I think it's just things for the opposite fan base to just post on the internet and make fun of right now without seeing what's on the field.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Again, this whole team, I mean, they have to show and prove. Again, the standard is there, right? The standards have been set for a long time. So, whatever the defense is going to do, it's based off of what the previous defense has done before. And the last really great Florida State defense that we've seen was 2023. So we saw what Braden Fisk and Jordan Verse, Jordan Travis from it. Jared Verse, we saw what all they did. So, I mean, that's the last great defense that we've seen. So if you're not going to be on that kind of standard, which again is the standard of Florida State University, again, it goes back to what I've always said. Let's not lessen what we are, right? So, yeah, man. So,
and to kind of close it out, I think that Ashlyn Ashlyn, he's seen that because he was on those Jared Verse and Brayton Fisk's team. Now he didn't start, he wasn't a key contributor, but he was a younger guy. But if he's alluding to super good being that kind of defense,
and
I mean, we could be cooking with something.
In all honesty, to me, I think that he's trying to take that leadership role, and I appreciate that from him. And if him saying that is just to not, bolster or boost the guy's mentality, then I'm okay with that. Because if he's going to be that leader, then he's supposed to be that guy that pumps everybody up, right? So he's supposed to be that guy to make everybody feel like, okay, even though I'm this good, I can play this good, right? So if he comes from that kind of stock, then good. I'm glad there's still some holdovers from that squad that can at least know what it's supposed to be like. You know what I mean? Right. Like you've heard Mike say it, like it's supposed to be like this. I've done it before,
right?
But the guys that are actually doing it, okay, we know how to do it. And Jared Verse was one of those guys that can do it and pump that to everybody else. So yeah, if Ashton's that guy, great.
Still got to go out and do it. Let's keep it rolling. So we're right now. It's that portion in the off season where you're just fishing for any kind of content that you could get. It's a lot of different sound bites. Only 2 days in the camp. Pads aren't on. Mike basically said we're in pajamas, so we don't know what to take from everything, but we're trying to get as much content as we can out to you. Listening to all the interviews, another kind of soundbite that I took a liking to and was really interesting to me was what Mike said about the starting quarterback in Ashton Daniels. He mentioned that he looked super comfortable on day one and he was in charge of the offense. Conversely to what he actually thought of him during the spring, it felt like he was on the fence in the spring with him, but he had to make a decision. Here's what he had to say about Ashton Daniels.
Times where he just got to the back. That was the absolute right thing to do in the right moment.
Let me back it up. Pulp, what do you take from that, man? The one thing, I'll start it off. The one thing if Mike continues to come out here, and I know we can't listen to everything Mike says because he's going to talk about everybody glowingly at some point, but if I keep hearing the word clean, taking what the defense is giving you, comfortability at my quarterback position, those are good signs. So I won't, it's day one. It's, there's not much you can really take from it, but those are the type of things that I want to consistently hear on a day-to-day basis. And, we talked about Ashton Daniels, and the most important thing for him is to protect the football. If you're going to take the check down, I think that's a win for us. Take the 5 yards. My formula for winning is 60-40. You're running the ball 60% of the time, throwing it 40%. Hit the slants, hit the hitches, take the check downs, and live to fight another day and use your legs. So if he's doing that consistently, as what Mike is alluding to, I think it could be a good season if he's going to play that type of ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we talked about in the last episode. I mean, Ashton Daniels is not going to beat any team with his arm. That's just what it is, right? So if they're going to call the offense, oh man,
you seem like you're trying your hardest to be positive this whole episode. Just be yourself, man. You don't have to. Have to be positive. Pump every episode.
I get it, man. Listen, Ashton is who he is, right? He has to be a significant part of the run game, period, right? And we have two backs right now. We have a horse and we have a stallion, right? And Trey and Ooze. So again, if the line is just halfway decent, then we'll be able to do some stuff in the run game, and hopefully that opens up the pass game because Ashton Daniels is not a quarterback that we can put our stock in to help us open up the passing game. He's just not. So I mean, so I'm hearing Mike talk, and I think that Mike knows what he has at quarterback. I think that he knows what Ashton Daniels' limitations are as far as his arm is. He's not going to be that guy that can make the right decision. Again, 5 years later, he stares down receivers. We talked about that, right? So, I mean, Mike knows all these things. Like, Mike is not a terrible head coach.
He's not an idiot. I
He's
mean,
not
barring what the fan base thinks, he's a really smart guy.
He's not an idiot. So he knows what it should look like. And he knows that Ashton Daniels is not Jordan Travis. Not even close. It's not close. Year 5 of Ashton Daniels and year 5 of Jordan Travis is not the same thing.
Right.
So Jordan could figure all that stuff out. Jordan chose not to run. They told him, don't run. Right? Now, if he did, we would have been leaps and bounds. So here we are. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully.
It's a good thing. I mean, you made a good point. You made a good point that Mike knows what kind of quarterback he's dealing with, because the fact that you're already talking about check downs on day one, I'm sure there's been talks of him taking what the defense gives him. Don't turn the ball over, So I'm glad Mike is well aware of what he has, and hopefully he doesn't try to unleash a part of his passing game that we haven't seen before. That's not what we need. Take the check down, throw it up the deuce, and like you said, let the stallion, the workhorses do the heavy lifting. But yeah, just keep putting those type of days together, and I think we'll be fine. Last soundbite that I took from the first 2 days of camp might lead us into a negative conversation, which is, it's not a bad negative conversation to have, and it's one of the more talented guys on the roster, especially coming in out of high school, and Landon Thomas. He was at one point in high school a number 1 tight end in the country, was committed to Georgia, decommitted and committed to us. Hasn't really lived up to the standard or to his talent coming out of high school. He had that one Clemson game in his freshman year where he went over 100 yards receiving, but he's been kind of up and down since then. Last year was a injury-laden season, and this is what he had to say in his interview.
This healthy as you've entered a fall camp and stuff like that. Just how have you felt the impact in terms of your development, not being able to have that, and just what have you felt this summer, just being fully healthy again?
I just felt like it helps me move better than what I've previously been doing. My first 2 years, I wasn't taking none of that serious, to be honest. Like what I ate, what I do, like outside of football. But this year, I feel like I had to take that more serious so I could be better as a player, to be honest. That's why I feel like that was the main goal for me, really going into this summer, was to be better than what I've been.
Aslan? Coach Thompson was just mentioning you taking better coaches to the defensive ends. He was talking about making sure his guys were sleeping, right? Like, this is obviously a big part of being an athlete, like taking care of your body. Like, when did everybody in the game start really realizing, like, we gotta start sleeping better so I can be a better player?
For me, it was just like, I would feel like some days if I stayed up late playing the game, I would like come in and run and I feel like sluggish and stuff like that. So I just wanted to eliminate all of that so I could feel better. So then they was always preaching to me like, you have to get right on nutrition, and like, is you sleeping right? This.
Pump, you shaking your head, man. What do you think about that? A Division I player at the highest level of collegiate sport, having to be told you got to sleep, you got to take care of your body if you want to get the best outcome, if you want to perform at the highest level, and to figure that out in year 3, kind of disappointed, ain't it?
It's not disappointing. It's not just disappointing from, I think, the standpoint that maybe you're thinking of. Again, for me, under what it says, Pumpy Johnson, we are the standard. The standard is the standard. You come in here, and if you think that it's a free ride, if you just want to get a scholarship, to major in whatever it is, I'm okay with that, right? Use your talent to get yourself some free tuition, right? Because it's hard to make the NFL. If that's what you are, cool, right? But if you're not that and you actually think that you want to make it to the NFL, come on, man. And we're sitting here talking about this guy where before we weren't talking about these guys ever. Come on, man. If you want to get here and work hard, I'm tired of seeing those guys. I'm tired of seeing top talent, right? High potential bums, my HPBs.
We got to come out with that list. We got to put
Right?
we got to put a list together.
And you know he's on my list. He's on my list. So again, you have
Charles
high
Lester.
potential, so you don't want to work. You really don't want to be great. So again, why are you at Florida State?
And I've tried not to take shots at Mike Norvell because everybody is, but this has Mike Norvell's name all over it. Because if you're thinking about development, and he's one of the guys he's the only guy that's went out and said that. How many other guys haven't been doing this that didn't go out and say it? So it makes you, of course, he's a 17, 18-year-old kid, but you got to look at the adults. You got to look at the leaders. You got to look at the guy at the top. What kind of standard are you setting to where guys rather be up playing video games at night in their first, I talk about it all the time. The first 2 years are those developmental years. The third year, you should have already, it's almost like he's catching up in year 3. He's starting to develop in year 3, and that's not good. And I think they had a talk with him, because he did enter the transfer portal, and I'm sure somebody kind of pulled him aside and said, "Hey, buddy, look at your body type. Look at your progress in the weight room. Look at your eating habits. Look at your sleeping habits. Where do you think you're gonna go leaving Florida State? What are you gonna do if you're not even doing the intangible things?"
So the talent that Landon Thomas had coming as a freshman. Think about the freshmen that we used to have coming in. Jalen Ramsey could have started. Jameis Winston could have started. Dalvin Cook started. Like these are the guys who we are used to have coming in here. So you're talking about guys who are not putting in the work ethic. Again, it's Florida State University. You come here to make sure that I'm going to work hard and get to the next level. We put how many people in the NFL? How many Hall of Famers? Right? Natties, Heisman winners. So you come here to do what? Come on, man.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I had to clip that up. That's the kid was the number 1 tight end at one point in high school. And here it is in year 3, you're telling me that you're just starting to take your diet and sleeping and your development serious. That's disappointing to hear.
And in all honesty, like to me, again, we had a conversation, I think, on the Somebody Said podcast about just 5 stars, like the 5 stars that have failed at Florida State, right? And now we had a tracker for last year or whatever, right? Yeah. But just talent evaluation and how much that means. And that's why, the joke about, the Signetti bump or the Kirby bump, from my defensive backfield that we did on Somebody Said podcast. I get it, but at the same time, like we're sitting here and we're talking about, the bump that you get from the guys who can evaluate talent. Jimbo brought in a guy like Devontae Freeman, who was not a high recruit.
Yeah, 3-star.
Right?
If that.
Right. And then you saw what he did at Florida State and then in the pro level until he got hurt. The only thing that stopped Devontae Freeman in the pros was an injury. So like Jimbo could see these guys right now, the people who are at Florida State who is looking at this talent, and you're bringing a guy like Landon Thomas. You didn't see that from day one. You didn't see. We didn't see something from Hakeem, even though he's a 5-star, or something from Luke Kromenhoff, he was a 5-star. The talent evaluation is just not there. It's easy to see when we bring in the portal guys, the transfers, but when it comes to bringing guys from high school, it does make a difference. It does.
You still have to bring these 5-stars in. Luke was a 5-star, Landon high 4-star.
But you don't have to bring
5-star. The bigger issue though, bigger issue for me is creating the environment to develop.
You don't have to bring in 5 stars.
No,
Big taught you that.
I get that, but you have to kind of balance the 5 stars and the 3 stars out. That's how you get really good competition. But the bigger issue for me is, what kind of standard and environment do you have where players don't feel like they need to take care of their diet? So it's not necessarily the stars that I'm concerned about, because you should be able to mold a Hakeem Smith or Hakeem Williams into a really good college football receiver. You should be able to have Landon Thomas as one of the best tight ends in the ACC in year 3, and not talking about I'm just learning how to diet and going to sleep. That shouldn't be happening in year 3. So I can't blame that on bringing in guys, because you're getting the guys in, you're just not developing them. So it speaks to the standard and what you're setting in place. I guarantee you at Georgia, Kirby doesn't have to worry about high-end talented kids dieting and working out and going to sleep. You see it on the football field every Saturday. So that speaks to a standard, not the guys that you're bringing in. You still got to go get a Landon Thomas out of high school.
Yeah.
Like now, is that what's happening with Charles Lester? Because he hasn't had an interview to say what Landon Thomas said. Because why aren't you on the field more in year 3? Hopefully in year 3 you're on the field more, but why weren't you on the field more last year? Was it similar to what Landon was saying, where you're not doing those intangible things off the field, or doing workouts or eating better, that's not allowing you to develop at the rate that you should?
Honestly, all that stuff starts from the top, man. So if the standard's not set to where whatever is expected from you as far as development, nutrition, whatever, I mean, that starts from the top. Again, it's a reason why Mike Norvell has to go.
We're not going down that path.
No. I mean, it starts from the top. So if you don't see the development from a Hakeem, a Luke, a Charles Lester, a Landon Thomas, then I mean, all these guys are under you. You're the boss, right? So we saw development from. There's a reason why a Mickey Andrews or all these guys under Bobby Bowden. Bobby didn't do a lot of stuff. Honestly, right? Like, Bobby didn't do a lot of stuff. He had a lot of guys under him that knew how to get the job done, and they reported to him, right? So if the guys under Mike Norvell are not getting the job done, but they're still reporting to Mike Norvell, well, it's on Mike Norvell. Like, this is on you. So you're getting these talents, but the people that are there that you hired, that you trust, are not getting the most out of them. At Florida State University, they're still coming here because it's Florida State.
Yeah, the resources are still the same.
Yeah.
So facilities is A1. There's all sorts of opportunities.
Man,
so if you can't develop at
this
Florida
point,
State,
at this point,
it's something else.
I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Jay Will or Herm who sent that that clip of the tour of the new facilities. If you can't get the most out of kids with that facility, you don't deserve to be here.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, you don't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
For those of you who are joining us for the first time, please subscribe to our YouTube channel over at Somebody Said Noles. This is not our main YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers to start going live on our own YouTube channel. Get us there, man. Help us out. Do us the solid. We have 3 shows. Every Monday we record live here on the Somebody Said pod. We talk everything football. Wednesday, our guy Breeze, he does a Canes show every Wednesday on Somebody Said Canes, and we're kicking off our every Thursday show for Somebody Said Noles. So help us with the subscribers if you would. Pump, man, 30-minute show, like we said.
In and out.
2 days in the camp, man, ain't much to talk about. It's a lot of jibber jabber right now, man. A lot of, it get greater later, all that nonsense, man. But until toe hits leather, week 2 or week 1, not even week 0, I'm not looking forward to New Mexico State. Until I see them against SMU, man, I'm not gonna form an opinion of how good this team is or is not.
Listen, at this point, I feel like the next couple of weeks, I mean, I'll throw it out there to you. I feel like we should talk about some maybe our ECC opponents, because I mean, we don't have a lot of stuff to talk about between now and then.
Yeah,
it's tough sledding right now.
I mean, we could talk about SMU next week. I was watching that game. They played Clemson at Clemson, and Jennings is gonna be a problem. He could throw it. I know we talked about his ability to scramble, but what was that?
He's been a problem for a while. So
yeah. So
he gave Miami some problems.
Yeah.
Shout out Breeze.
Shout out to Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's our first game. So we'll our first real game.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll touch on that one next week. Do you have anything else to close us out?
Yeah, man. Listen. Listen. Go Noles. I know people think that I'm not trying to go Noles, man.
He's a Seminole alum, by the way. So it I feel like it's a little bit more.
Listen, I'm a Seminole alum. I'm a Seminole booster.
He does it all.
I want my school to do well. That's all. But I have a high standard. In all honesty, you don't feel good when Lakewood is trash, right?
Nah.
Exactly.
But I know. Yeah, I'm not gonna cap.
Exactly. When Lakewood is trash, we feel some type of way because we know that we are the standard in the city. And if anybody is around that knows St. Petersburg, Florida, Lakewood High School is the standard.
And Florida State should be as well.
Absolutely.
And in the wise words of Ashlyn Barker, we're going to be super good this year.
All right, man.